Connecting Central Texas. This is Good Morning Texas.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds.
Former President Donald Trump reacting to his federal indictment in the classified documents probe. Good morning, I'm Joey Horta.
And I'm Sharday LeRae. The former president releasing a 4-minute video last night blasting the move from the Justice Department. Now, according to sources, the former president is facing 7 charges, including corruptly concealing a document and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Here's what his attorney had to say.
Said this is just a sad day. I can't believe I've been indicted. You know, those are kind of my summary words of what he had to say. But at the same time, he immediately recognizes the historic nature of this. This is crossing the Rubicon.
Now, the former president continues to maintain his innocence. He's expected to appear at a federal courthouse in Miami next Tuesday. The Biden administration has declined to comment on the indictment.
Trump is also facing charges in New York City for alleged hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. He's also under investigation in Georgia and on the federal level for possible interference in the election. Coming up here in our next half hour, we'll check in with our Washington correspondent. He's live with the very latest developments on this, and you can keep track of it around the clock on the 25 News app and at kxxv.com. For now, let's get a check on the weather as we get ready to kick off your Friday.
That's right. We are headed into the weekend, and so many things are planned, especially some outdoor concerts we want to talk about. So, Josh, how's it looking for us?
Yeah, it's setting up to be a warm weekend here. We're talking about temperatures getting into the mid to upper 90s here this weekend. Already out there, you can see the clear skies in Harker Heights on the Clark Roofing Cam there. Upper 60s as we are starting your day. The Live Radar Network quiet. We had thunderstorms yesterday evening. I don't anticipate that today. I'm not going to rule out a stray shower, but overall the weather will just be hot and steamy. Upper 80s for noon, mid 90s in the afternoon. And look at that feel-like temperature near 102. I do think many of us get these feel-like temperatures near 100 later on this afternoon. So we'll have our first little taste of summer today, and it only gets hotter from there. I'm also tracking the potential for some strong to severe storms during your Saturday evening. We'll time that out for you and have a look at that full 10-day forecast, including what could be triple-digit temperatures coming up.
Josh, thanks. And from the Capitol now, the donor believed to be at the center of Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment is in federal custody. The Texas Tribune reports the FBI arrested Nate Paul Thursday. It's not clear what charges he's facing, but Paxton's accused of using his office to benefit Paul and a personal friend and political donor.
Continuing coverage this morning, closing arguments are expected to begin today in the sentencing of convicted murderer Cedric Marks. Marks was found guilty of killing his ex-girlfriend Jenna Scott and her friend. He wrapped up his testimony Thursday by asking for the death penalty and admitting he lied in the original trial. He also told the jury he has colon cancer. Now, Marks is facing life in prison or the death penalty. And the McLennan County DA's office is facing a staggering backlog of cases.
The DA tells 25 News it's more than 3 times what he thought it would be when he took office in January. 25 News reporter Andrew Lamparski is looking into it.
Didn't get into the position of this backlog and these well over 10,000 cases overnight.
10,000 cases, ranging from felonies, misdemeanors, CPS, and juvenile cases. Since January, DA Josh Teton says his office cleared 600 successful plea bargains. But as cases are taken care of, more are coming in.
The grand jury is meeting right now as we speak, indicting new cases.
But can the county get back on track? Teton says it's opened extra courts with visiting judges, and he's hoping to hire more prosecutors in the next budget cycle.
I think that if we continue at this pace, we will get out from underneath that backlog. We will be able to make sure that folks are taken care of and our jail isn't full and overcrowded. Law enforcement have the tools that they need from our office to proceed forward with a case.
He says his office is making progress, but carefully. Andrew Lamparski, 25 News.
All right, 6:05 this morning, Brazos Knights back in downtown Waco this weekend, and it starts tonight. The newly renovated Waco Suspension Bridge is where it's happening.
Yeah, sounds so fun. And our 25 News reporter Nakea Simon is there live with a look ahead of the celebration and how it may impact your travel plans, though. Good morning, Nakea.
Good morning, Joey and Sade. That's correct. The Brazos Nights concert series has been in the Waco community for over 35 years, bringing free family fun entertainment right here in the Suspension Bridge. Doesn't it look so beautiful? Tonight I'm going to walk across it in a couple minutes, but before that I just want to share more information about this concert series. You only have 2 more opportunities to witness this concert series this evening. It will happen at 6 p.m. today. Before it's all over for the summer, tonight's event will feature 2 bands that will travel from North Texas to Central Texas, bringing rock and roll to Indian Spring Park. Park and Recreation Director Jonathan Cook shares why he is so excited for the years to come.
And so since opening back up, people have been coming out. I know the first weekend after we did the grand opening, I was out there and just amazed at how many people were out there. It was like an attraction to itself. So our concert at Indian Spring Park for our Brazos Nights concert series in June always brings out a good crowd, lots of family. Come out just to enjoy a little kickoff to the summer with some good music by the river.
Road closures for the event has already begun. University Parks Drive in between Franklin and Washington is shut down to start building out the event. The stage is already here. And of course, right in front of Indian Spring Park and the Suspension Bridge. The concert kicks off at 6 p.m. once again, and the final act will take place at 9 p.m. For more information on this series for months to come, you can visit their website at brazosnightswaco.com. The concert series will end this summer on July 4th with the HEB fireworks extravaganza. Back to you, Sade and Joey.
That all sounds like so much fun. Nakea, thank you so much. But listen to this, a free concert also happening tonight in Temple. The Hot Pickin' 57s will be playing tonight at Miller Park as part of the city's Hot Summer Sounds free concert series. That kicks off at 7:30 tonight. So gather the family, bring a blanket, maybe a cooler, enjoy an evening of music. And get ready to row your boat to help support your local animal shelter.
All kinds of dogs like this one will benefit. We'll let you know when and where to grab a paddle to make a splash. Back here at 6:10 on your Friday morning, and we're just feeling good because this week, it's been a week, guys.
It's been a wild week. But also, this week you celebrated 4 years here.
4 years here, yeah.
Congrats.
Congratulations, friend. That is so great.
Why people have watched so long.
Stop it.
Well, we hope they continue to.
Me too. Hey, another thing we celebrated more storms yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
So we had some storms yesterday, and today should be drier, but unfortunately we're going to be celebrating the first day that we feel like 100 this year.
Oh,
so
wow.
We aren't going to hit 100, but we're going to feel like it this afternoon. Out there right now, it's not too terribly bad. We have temperatures, they're sitting in the middle 60s, 66 right now. As you look at the Clark Roofing Cam in South Waco, the dew point's in the upper 60s as well. That's a sign we have very muggy air in place. That's important to remember because as we get hotter in the day, that is going to add to that feel-like temperature. So we'll get to 94 this afternoon. It'll feel like 102. We could see a little stray shower, but coverage much less than what we saw yesterday, and I don't anticipate severe weather at all. 94 in Waco today, 96 Temple, 98 in Killeen. You add about 5 degrees. That's what it'll feel like in the afternoon. Normally should be at 92, and overnight, not really cooling off much, mid-70s. And this is the start of a warm weekend. It could feature some thunderstorms on Saturday at 96, Sunday a little drier at 97. And we're going to have to watch Saturday closely. The ingredients are there for some strong to severe storms. And I do think the bigger risk will be in this orange area from about Temple to the north, and especially over our northern counties. That's because we'll watch thunderstorms develop near Dallas-Fort Worth, and they'll try to work down. The potential is there for hail to the size of $half, but I think the biggest threat is going to be some gusty winds. You get a lot of energy with these storms. They don't have a lot of organization like what we see in the spring, and so they tend to gust out. I'm thinking we could see some winds to 75 miles per hour if things can build up enough. And there's always the threat of an isolated tornado, but I don't anticipate that being a huge issue with this. Flash flooding also going to be an issue. Let's walk you through and show you the timing. Again, today, rather quiet. We may have a couple of spotty showers form, but they won't cause too many issues. We start off tomorrow in the clouds, and then by afternoon, we're in the sun. Look what happens by the late afternoon, though. Storms developing to our north, those likely heading south. I do think the bigger chance of seeing them is after around 4 o'clock, heading into the late afternoon and into the evening. That's when they should push through. And notice, fairly good coverage with these. So I've raised the chance of rain to about 50% for tomorrow. Could still see a stray shower or thunderstorm on Sunday, but much less coverage. And then after that, we'll start to really dry out. And that's when we crank up the temperatures. So watching tomorrow closely for the chance of storms. Don't cancel your plans yet, but have alternate ones for the evening. Beyond that, here comes the heat. In fact, we're going to string in a couple of days at 100 by the end of next week.
Look who's here behind door number 1. Come on in. Nope, she's too shy. All right, Brooke, we've got another shy dog, and she needs to come out of her shell. If someone would come pick her up and see she's already backing out of the picture because she hears people talking and she doesn't know how to react. Who is this, and what do you know about her?
Yeah, this is our sweet mama Odie. Our lovely girl has been with us for some months now, and that has put her on our at-risk list. Something that has made it a little bit challenging to find her perfect home is that she is one of our unicorn girls. So that means that she is not a big fan of other dogs, cats, or kids. So she is really looking for a quiet adult household that is able to help her come out of her shell, build some more confidence, and just instill that trust in humans yet again.
Do we know why she ended up here?
Unfortunately, she did come to us as a stray, so we don't know too terribly much about her backstory. But being a unicorn dog, that means that she hasn't been able to participate in our play groups, which makes it even more challenging of the shelter life here on site.
Yeah, she needs to bust out of this joint as well. And as we look at all the other dogs that are here, you guys need to raise money all the time to help them out. And you've got this event going up that's going to get people out onto the water this weekend. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. We are partnering with Pura Vida Paddle for a Paddle for Pups event this coming Saturday, June 10th. At 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Brazos Park East. It's going to be a great time. Pura Vida Paddle will be helping us fundraise for our Parvo fostering program. That is for little pups who have unfortunately contracted the deadly parvovirus. And this fundraiser is to help us make sure that we can get them the life-saving treatment they need to live happy little doggy lives again.
Where do we go to get tickets for that, and what time do we need to show up to the water?
Yeah. So you can get tickets either walking up, walk-ups are welcome, or you can reserve in advance at puravitapaddle.com, and we'll see you at 11 a.m. at Brazos Park East.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
All right. In the meantime, she's ready to go today. You guys open at 11 a.m. Come get her.
Come get her. Every dog on our at-risk list is free.
All right. Thanks so much, Brooke. You can't beat free.
I know. You know what I say.
6:15 now. Their job is to protect and serve. Waco police are hiring.
We'll bring you up to speed on the need for more officers on the force when Good Morning Texas returns. It's now 6:16.
Nice little soaker in my house yesterday, and I'm hoping to see more of that before summer really kicks in.
I don't know, Joey. He said that we're getting to the triple digits, and last week we're dipping our toe in it, and now we're, I don't know.
Yeah, now we're going to just dive straight in. That's right.
Boy.
You beat me to it.
I'm staying in the kiddie pool.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea even today, because even though we won't officially hit 100 today, it will feel like it when you factor in the humidity. Mid-60s out there currently. You can see the sunrise of the Clark Roof and Cam and Harker Heights. I do think we're quiet for the most part today. Joey, we could get a stray little soaker, but I think many of us miss out. Better storm chances setting up tomorrow. We'll be watching that potential for stronger storms, but today it's just going to be warm and muggy. Here's what I'm tracking that will break down in the full 10-day forecast. That first taste of heat today. A steamy weekend on the way with some strong to severe storms possible Saturday, and then climbing temperatures. And guys, you're right. We could be reaching those triple digits. Summer knocking on the door. I'll have a look at that full 10-day forecast coming up.
We'll see you then, Josh. And the help wanted sign is up at Waco PD now. They're hiring more officers. The police department expanding to meet the growing needs of the community. Right now, there are about 30 open positions. They're looking for certified officers or police academy candidates.
Our community grows as those needs grow. We need to be able to grow with it. And so that's why we want to get those new officers to join us, to be able to want to serve and protect their community in more ways than one.
The deadline to apply is August 1st.
Well, it's that time of year again when people are firing up the grill. But if you want a tasty burger without doing all that work, Hewitt is the place to be this weekend. This Saturday, actually, a new competition called the Battle of the Burgers is happening. Now, 7 food trucks will be competing against each other for the title. One of them is Bear Arms Brewery in Waco. They'll be putting their best burgers on the line to support a good cause.
This one also benefits Isaiah House. So it's a very good cause here in Waco. We have a chef now that actually has the skills and necessary to do that, and he's also competed before. So we're very happy to have him aboard, and so we decided this is our opportunity to jump into the competition fray, as it were.
It all goes down at Warren Park in Hewitt Saturday at 4. That's tomorrow. It's $15 to eat and $5 for parking.
Making me hungry. Father's Day is right around the corner. Time to start thinking about doing something special for Dad.
Our money man is making it very easy for you. He's got a list of great gifts for Dad so you don't waste your money. Well, if you're looking for that perfect Father's Day gift, why not make a contribution to his workshop?
Yeah, consumer reporter John Matteries has the tools that make great gifts for Dad and some alternatives so you don't waste your money.
Father's Day is coming up fast, and if you're stumped on what to get Dad this year, you might want to check out your local hardware store for some great gift ideas.
The tabletop mounted ones.
Nate Templeton manages an Ace hardware store, where right now is like Christmas in June.
For fathers, we have our line of fire pits here, of course.
His store is stocked with fire pits, including these sleek Solo stoves, along with hundreds of tools that Dad might like on his special day. Also accessories from flashlights to speakers from famous tool brands.
DeWalt and Milwaukee are now beginning to explore into the outdoor, so like the speakers, for example, as well as the fans.
Nate says grills are always hot. One trend this year, brightly colored charcoal grills.
Typically they're on sale anywhere from $99 to $125, and a lot of folks find that a great bargain.
Have a little more money? How about a high-tech smoker that keeps you updated on your cooking on your phone? Another popular trend Dad might be all over this year is electric lawn equipment, from leaf blowers to chainsaws.
Electric, battery-powered seems to be the future.
Here's some good news. If tools are on Dad's wish list, prices on some popular items have dropped or stayed neutral compared to last year, according to the company Pattern. The cost of tool sets dropped by nearly 8%. Hand tools are up about 2%, and woodworking tools cost about 1% more. Finally, if you only have a few dollars, Dad might like a colorful Yeti mug. Shopper Hannah Stanos says a hardware store is a great place to find a gift for Dad.
So yeah, this is like a one-stop shop, right?
And that way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries.
Listen, those are all great gifts, but I would like to say a 25 ABC News mug would definitely be a great gift for Dad. I mean, what do you think?
Wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I gave my dad one once.
There you go.
And he seems to like it.
There you go. He's probably sipping coffee right now.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Hey, today's winner of this mug is Roy Rutkowski. Congratulations, Roy. We'll let you know he can pick up one of these mugs.
If you want one for Dad, too, just go to kxxv.com/contest. Click the mug. Give us your email address. We give them away every day. You know, get one for the whole family. Just keep watching.
Right,
Just
exactly.
keep doing it.
Now, listen, Josh, now you talked about your dad. Do you think he's mad at you for this triple-digit weather?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, there you go.
He's not going to like taking care of the horses in that way.
No.
Oh, steamy.
Yeah, a little steamy. And it's going to feel steamy today for once, and then we'll keep adding to the heat. So today kind of begins this little trend of hot weather, and we'll start off with temperatures that will get into the mid-90s this afternoon. It'll make it feel like the triple digits when you factor in that humidity, though. There's a look at how your day is going to shape up. 89 by noon, 94 by 4 o'clock. We're in the upper 80s at 8 o'clock, and we may see a stray shower, but overall, that rain chance much lower. I told you it was going to get hotter. We're going to keep climbing through the weekend. 96 Saturday, 97 Sunday. Saturday, though, we're going to have to watch for the potential for some stronger storms. In fact, the ingredients are there for severe storms. I do think the biggest threat will be found in the orange areas, and this is going to be mainly a strong wind event. Let's walk through time on Future Track. Again, the potential for a pop-up shower this afternoon. I think many of us miss out. We'll be quiet for most of the day on Saturday. It's the afternoon into the evening where we're going to have to watch for these strong to severe storms to roll through. And then after that, we should see things wind down a little bit as we go through the week. Maybe a leftover shower on Sunday. Beyond that, look at these temperatures climbing back towards the triple digits. And these are actual temperatures, so it's going to feel like 105.
Too bad there weren't dollar amounts.
No kidding.
That'd be nice. Much more to come on Good Morning Texas.
It's now 6:30. We'll be right back.
Connecting Central Texas. This is Good Morning Texas.
I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong. And we will fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years.
Former President Donald Trump responding to another historic indictment, this time from the Justice Department. Good morning, I'm Joey Horta.
And I'm Sade LeRae. Well, Trump now faces 7 charges related to classified documents. Now, this makes him the first former or sitting president indicted on federal charges. 25 News Washington correspondent Joe St. George joins us live now. And Joe, what do we know about this indictment so far?
Well, most importantly, we need to note off the top here that this indictment hasn't actually been revealed yet. All of this is based on sourcing. We expect that to probably happen sometime on Tuesday. That's when we expect the initial appearance by Mr. Trump in a federal courthouse in Miami. That information revealed by Mr. Trump himself on Truth Social last night. He was the one who really broke this news. His team was ready for this, by the way. They immediately sent out fundraising letters. They immediately had a video ready to go, so they certainly were not caught off guard here. You mentioned the big headline at the top, right? There's a lot of people waking up with us in Texas who are supporters of the former president, regardless whether or not you support him, you don't support him. This is happening, and it's going to impact the 2024 campaign and his ability to campaign because he's already had an indictment at the state level in New York, remember. That trial is set to happen in March of next year. Presumably, this will be on a similar timetable, perhaps more into the summer of next year, depending on how the lawyers structure this. Mr. Trump's legal timetable, perhaps more into the summer of next year, depending on how the lawyers structure this. Mr. Trump's legal team will certainly want to stretch this out as much as possible. As far as the counts themselves, we're expecting at least 7 counts in this indictment when it is eventually revealed. One of those counts is expected to be connected, at least one of those counts is expected to be connected to the Espionage Act. Now, that may sound like something out of a James Bond movie. You hear that a lot with spying. Mr. Trump isn't expected to be accused of any spying here. The Espionage Act is actually a very lengthy federal law. It does have provisions in it that focus on the mishandling of sensitive documents, which again is what this case is really all about. It stems from that search by the FBI at Mar-a-Lago earlier this year, which reportedly revealed around 300 or so sensitive documents. And again, Miami will be the location for this appearance. And if you're wondering why Miami, typically prosecutors like to bring the charges in the jurisdiction in which the allegation allegedly took place, the Miami Federal Courthouse, part of the jurisdiction that encompasses Mar-a-Lago in South Florida. So here we go, another indictment of former President Trump. This is the first federal indictment for Mr. Trump.
Well, let's talk about the difference here, Joe. So he's got those charges already in New York he's been facing. Why is that different from these new charges?
Well, to some degree, this charge, this allegation at the federal level is more serious than the one in New York. And what do I mean by that? The New York indictment focused a lot on what would commonly be referred to in law schools as white-collar crimes. Falsifying business records is one big allegation in that indictment. Campaign finance violations is another allegation there. This is talking about things like the Espionage Act, federal charges. These carry with it potential penalties of 10 years or so. Another key difference here, and this is step Z, Joey, and we're on step A here, but any federal charge could very well qualify for a pardon or some clemency by the President of the United States. So that's something to note, the difference between a federal crime and a state crime. I can't stress this enough. This isn't the end of the legal conundrums. It's still very possible we could get a third indictment, not just at the state level, but also at the federal level as well. The special counsel, Jack Smith, who's bringing this charge with approval from Attorney General Merrick Garland, could very well charge Mr. Trump in connection to January 6th or election interference. Remember, this indictment is solely focusing on classified documents. And we can't forget about what's going on in Georgia as well. A prosecutor in Fulton County could bring charges against Mr. Trump at the state level in Georgia related to election interference. Again, all of these legal conundrums beginning to add up, and certainly could potentially impact his ability to campaign next year, even attend things like debates. Certainly harder to attend a debate in a key primary state, let's say in next spring, while you're in the midst of potentially multiple criminal trials. I will say this from a political perspective, this is breaking along party lines very similar to the last indictment. Many Republicans saying this is a weaponization of the Department of Justice. One United States Senator, a conservative senator from Ohio, Senator J.D. Vance, saying this is moral and constitutionally wrong. Meanwhile, many Democrats are saying no one is above the law. The last time Mr. Trump was indicted, he received a bump in the polls, actually. We'll see if he has a similar fate this time. But again, all eyes will be on a Miami federal courthouse Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time.
Joe, thank you for that line from the Capitol Rotunda this morning.
Well, hundreds of dogs are waking up in kennels this morning, waiting for someone to give them a better life.
That could be you. Up next here in 3 minutes, we'll take you there to meet this little ball of energy. He's ready to go home with you today. Well, I'm just thinking of ways to stay cool, you know, and mainly hiding inside, I guess, is the solution.
Yes, ooh, or sonic slush.
Oh.
Those are always the
That
best.
does sound good.
Ocean water.
All that sounds like it'd cool you off pretty well. You're going to need to be exercising all of those ideas going through the weekend and on into next week. We're about to enter a stretch of hot weather here in Central Texas. We had some rain yesterday. I don't think we see much on the way for today, but the heat definitely going to be out there. Mid-60s out there currently as you look at the Clark Roofing Cam in South Waco. Killeen, another view of it. We've got clear skies, 67 there in Killeen. The dew points 66 and 67 as well. So you'll notice there's condensation on your windows. There may be some patchy fog in spots too. That's a sign we have that high humidity, and it's not going anywhere as we go into the afternoon. Instead, we'll make it steamy. 89 by noon, mid-90s this afternoon. You factor in the humidity, it's going to feel like 102 this afternoon. And we'll continue getting hotter from there as we head towards the weekend. We'll also bring the chance of thunderstorms in on Saturday, 96 Saturday, 97 on Sunday. But some of these storms on Saturday do have the potential to turn strong to severe. I do think the bigger risk of it will be along and north of Waco, Temple, Killeen. You can see that little orange area we put in there indicating the scattered severe thunderstorms. Hail up to the size of $half. The energy's there for that, but I do think the bigger threat will be that wind. When these storms build up, there's not as much organization for them, so they can fall down and produce gusty winds real quick. And that's why I think we could see some 75-mile-per-hour winds possible with this activity, mainly because we're getting so warm in the afternoon. I can't rule out an isolated tornado, but really don't see that threat materializing here. Still, we'll watch it closely. Here we go into the afternoon today. Notice, just a stray shower possible. That's about it. I do think today will be quiet. We'll have the south winds tomorrow. Most of the day tomorrow will be quiet. It's once we head after around 4 o'clock that we'll watch thunderstorms to our north try to build, and as those build, they will gather momentum and start to work to the south. I think the second part of the afternoon into the evening is when we have to watch for these, generally after 4 o'clock, and they'll push through with some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall, some lightning as well. We'll watch it for you. By the end of the evening, I think things wind down. We'll be generally quiet on Sunday as well, though we could see a stray thunderstorm pop up. And after that, high pressure takes over, and that's when we really start to crank the temperature. So 96 Saturday, 97 Sunday. It's going to feel like 104 to 105 in the afternoons due to that humidity. We're in the triple digits as we head into the end of the week. It'll still feel like 105 through there, but we'll finally record that first century mark day there by Thursday. So the heat is coming.
If you're looking to find a friend, it's easier than you think. All you got to do is come down here to the Central Texas Humane Society. And our friend Brooke Farrell is here with a pet who's looking for a home today. Brooke, thanks for having us. We appreciate you opening the place up and trying to find homes for these dogs. It's a never-ending task, right?
Honestly, a never-ending task. Unfortunately, we've had a whole bunch of intakes this past week. Unfortunately, a compensate case of 10+ dogs that have really slammed our intake department. So we are looking for as many outcomes as Central Texas Homes have to offer.
All right, let's get in here, people, and pick up some dogs. And tell us about this little character.
This is our lovely James. He's just about a little over 2-year-old labish mix.
Yeah.
James is a big, wonderful personality, but is just as big of a sweetheart as he is in size.
He has got a lot of energy. He met me by kind of jumping into my arms, or at least tried to, and he was ready for that treat that I brought him, and he's just super energetic, outgoing kind of guy. And let's point out this topic here that some people may never have heard about this, but there's some sort of tendency for folks to not want dogs of a certain color, you're saying?
Yeah, there's a stigma and a superstition against black dogs, just like black cats. So we see them getting passed up in their kennels. They don't photograph as well, and that can be more challenging for folks to connect with them. And it's just a heartbreak for us on site whenever we see such lovely personalities in these black dog colorings.
Yeah, like the color should have nothing to do with it. I've had multiple Rottweilers growing up, and they're the biggest babies, so it really has nothing to do with it. This guy's awesome. Mm-hmm. And tell us about what it's been like to have him around. What's his personality?
Yeah, so he is one of our all-stars in play group. He is in a gentle, dainty play group. He is a bit of a helper whenever new dogs come in who may be a little bit more nervous, a little bit more timid. His confidence and friendliness really help bring other dogs out of their shell. So we're just so proud of James for being such a big helper boy.
What a good boy. That sounds like a straight A student right there. So if you want to adopt this little character, what is the fee for him?
The fee for him is only going to be $70. Okay. That includes his neuter, that includes the microchip in case he were to ever get away from you, and all of his life-saving vaccines. So quite a steal for only $70.
All right, he'll be all set to go today. Come pick him up. Thank you, Brooke.
Thanks, Joey.
And if you already have a dog, you can take them for a boat ride this weekend. Paddle for Pups will be making a splash on Saturday. This is a fundraiser for the Humane Society. Supporters will hit the water at the Brazos Park East, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can rent a kayak or paddleboard, and your dog can go along for the ride. They'll have shelter pets there ready for adoption. Proceeds will help save puppies from parvo. Great cause. And there's something that's new in the water down at the border.
In about 3 minutes, we'll show you the latest tool designed to help secure the border. It's now 6:45, and you're watching Good Morning Texas.
From the Capitol now, the donor at the center of Attorney General Ken Paxton's impeachment is in federal custody. The Texas Tribune reports the FBI arrested Nate Paul Thursday. It's not clear what charges he's facing, but Paxton's accused of using his office to benefit Paul, a personal friend and political donor.
And border security is a big topic this morning, especially during the special session in Austin. But some proposals are now state law. One of them is a plan to use buoys to block illegal river crossings. Governor Greg Abbott saying the state is being forced to take action on illegal immigration.
Washington, D.C. has failed to do its job to secure our border. As a result, Texas has had to take unprecedented steps in responding to the crisis caused by the Biden administration on the border. And in response, the Texas legislature has stepped up to make sure that we will be able to more robustly respond.
The first 1,000 feet of buoys will be deployed in Eagle Pass. There's more than $5 billion for the project set aside during the regular session.
China Spring punches its ticket in the history books.
Yes, we'll have all the highlights as the Cougars celebrate a state championship.
And the sun is rising on what will be a steamy day here in Central Texas. I've got a look at your forecast. Coming up.
6:52 now, and now the results from China Springs Championship high school football. Actually, we're talking about baseball, guys. Come on, that season's over. I'm not awake yet, I guess. China Springs taking on the Leopards in Austin. Cougars coming off a 12-inning game against Sinton, and they make it to the championship. They would go through yet another 12-inning game against the Leopards. China Springs Cougars get the walk-off score to win 3-2, and they're now the 4A state champs. This is their first baseball championship in 23 years.
Chad, Daniel?
Where Abbott took the Panthers, a close game there, but Abbott would beat the Lions 6-5 to be crowned the 1A state champs. Abbott had a 5-zip lead going into the bottom of the fifth. Lions got within 2, but Abbott came out on top. Panthers winning their second championship in program history, so some big wins there.
Yeah.
How exciting.
We are the champions. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
well, football, baseball, whatever you want to do out in this heat, yeah, gotta hydrate. Let's just say that.
And to Joey's credit, China Springs did go to state in football, so
That's what I was thinking, Josh. Yeah, you got me.
they're both just great at sports.
Yeah.
Both sports, rather. Let's talk about the weather. 67 out there right now, guys. The sun is coming up on what is going to be a steamy day out there today. We're starting off here in the 60s. We'll be in the upper 80s by the lunch rush, and then your afternoon commute spent in the mid-90s. We may be tracking a stray shower or thunderstorm, but many of us end up missing out. Bigger story is going to be that humidity. Those mid-90s will feel like the lower triple digits this afternoon. It's just going to get hotter from there. A steamy weekend, and we may be tracking about severe thunderstorms for tomorrow. I'll walk you through the timing of that coming up.
Brazos Nights back in downtown Waco tonight on the newly renovated Waco Suspension Bridge.
And 25 News reporter Nakea Simon is there live with a look ahead of this big celebration and how it may impact your travel plans. Good morning, Nakea.
Good morning, Sade and Joey. That's correct. I just took a long stroll across this beautiful suspension bridge where many people are beginning to do this morning. They're either running, biking, or walking. Such a great amenity here in Waco. But we're talking about Brazos Nights, a concert series that's been in the community for 35 years. As you can see right here, they're already starting to build the stage to welcome rock and roll legends here and to bring free family fun entertainment to downtown Waco. There's only 2 more concerts left before it wraps up for the summer. Tonight's event will feature 2 bands from North Texas. They're bringing the sounds of rock and roll, like I mentioned, to Indian Spring Park. Park and Recreation Director Jonathan Cook shares what we can look forward to tonight.
And so since opening back up, people have been coming out. I know the first weekend after we did the grand opening, I was out there and just amazed at how many people were out there. It was like an attraction to itself. So our concert at Indian Spring Park for our Brazos Nights concert series in June always brings out a good crowd, lots of family. Come out just to enjoy a little kickoff to the summer with some good music by the river.
Road closures for the events are already underway. North University Park's drive in between Franklin and Washington Avenue is shut down as the cities begin to set up for the events. That's right in front of Indian Spring Park and the Suspension Bridge. The concert kicks off at 6 p.m. and the final act will take the stage at 9 p.m. For more information on the concert series, you could visit BrazosNightsWaco.com. You have 2 more chances tonight, and you'll also have 1 more chance on July 4th. It will end with the HEB fireworks extravaganza. Back to you, Joey and Sade.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun, Nakea.
I know, looking forward to that. Okay, so Josh, people planning to go out there and enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Cooler, blanket.
That's right.
Cooler, blanket, sunscreen. I don't know. What else do we need to stay cool?
You know, it's probably the smart time to wear shorts tonight for that.
Yeah, I think so.
Not sweats.
Yeah, not sweats. No, and you know what? Don't grab the coat either. It's not going to be noted for that.
Noted.
Yeah, very much so. We've got mid-90s on the way this afternoon. So by the time the concert kicks off, it's likely in the upper 80s. It's still going to be plenty warm out there. We're monitoring the chance for strong to severe storms tomorrow. Biggest threat is going to be wind to 70 miles per hour. Today's quiet, maybe a stray little shower. Better storm chances tomorrow, late in the afternoon into the evening. That's when we'll have to watch for that chance of storms. And guys, after that, the heat's built in. We're close to the triple digits by the end of the week. So get ready.
Alrighty. Morning America is up next.
And we'll see you right back here on 25 News Midday. Have a wonderful weekend.